So I was just listening to the song Nosebleeds by Doechii, who is an artist that is really popping off right now. And my ear was immediately drawn to a sample that she used within the track. The sample will very likely go over the heads of most people, as you kind of have to be a bit of a hardcore music nerd in order to pick up on it. So I want you to listen specifically to this bass clarinet part that you hear in the track. It could be a bassoon. It's kind of hard for me to tell, but I'm about 90% positive it's a bass clarinet.
Got the swamp to the motherfucking stage. Cut my mic off.
This bass clarinet play is the main melody to the Claude Debussy concert poem titled Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. And if the name Claude Debussy rings a bell to any of you, that's because he's the same person who wrote the piano piece Clair de Lune, which I'm sure all of you watching this have definitely heard it. I don't think there's a single person at this point who isn't familiar with that piece of music. So now I'm going to play for you the original part from Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, which is originally played on flute. And I don't believe any other instruments really play the melody within the piece. I could be wrong. You're going to hear the original flute part, and then I'm going to show you how it sounds pitched down and on a loop so that you can hear the fragment that's being used. And yeah, this could either just be a case of Doechii just being an insane music nerd and choosing to put that in her track as a sample, or it could have very potentially been that they hired an instrumentalist who was playing whichever instrument it is. It could be a different instrument that's also just pitched down and not actually a bass clarinet. But it could also be that the instrumentalist was just, they were just paid for like 5-10 minutes to record themselves just noodling a bunch of different stuff, and whoever produced the track went through and could have sliced off whatever sounded cool, and part of their little noodling, or maybe even as a warm-up, they just started playing Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. I'm not entirely sure why. Regardless, though, I just thought that was super interesting, and I hope you found it interesting too.